Hey guys, it's Ashley and this is my Pretty Little Liars recap for season 4 episode 22 Cover For Me.
Taking this one to the grave. If I show you, then I know you won't tell what I said. 'Cause two can keep a secret if one of them is dead.
So guys, that episode was pretty crazy. If you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. The ending was like, oh my god. Like, at least I was. Like, I did not expect that. It was kind of obvious, but at the same time, the like really end was like, oh my god. And by the way, do you guys, I don't know if you can see in this lighting, but I dyed my hair purple. If you go to my Instagram, it's like down below if you want to see it. It is a clearer picture of me outside because you can only see it outside, but certain lighting you can kind of see it. It's just like this dark purple hair and then it goes lighter and lighter. I don't know if you can even see. There, you can kind of see the ends because it's light. But this is almost like a violet, like a dark deep plum purple, so maybe that's why you can't see it. And it's night too, so I don't know if you can see my purple hair or not. But I really like this episode, and I even filmed my reaction for the ending part, like the really end. So I'm gonna roll that right now and then I can do the recap. So there it is.
Ezra thinks that A is Allie's mom.
Ooh. Oh.
Are we gonna have to lock you in your room at night?
I knew she was gonna get caught. Oh my god!
Spencer?
What the?
Spencer? Are you okay?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Mrs. De Laurentiis. Ah! She's there! Gosh, they're making her look too obvious now. Because Mrs. De Laurentiis, she's planning this wedding thing, like some kind of wedding
Next
thing.
Tuesday, Pretty Little Liars is all new.
That's creepy. What? So guys, what did you guys think of my reaction? I don't know, maybe it was too overboard, but I kind of get like that with Pretty Little Liars, especially those kind of like pop-up scenes, you know. And also what's pretty cool is, I don't know if you recognize this phone case, but this is the exact same phone case that Hannah has. And I heard that she has a white iPhone 4S, and that's what I have. So yeah, that would be pretty cool too. But so yeah, I have the bird's nest case. That's what they call it, bird's nest case. And I got it on eBay like a long time ago, but I only reached my house today. And so yeah, I really love it. What do you guys think? It's just a snap-on case, but I still like it. I'm gonna get to the recap. We first see Spencer. Her parents decide that she does need rehab. So we don't really see her like going to the rehab place, but I'm guessing that she was there for like a few days. And so now they're setting like some ground rules at her house. They're saying that she can't go to school, she can't have her phone or her laptop. She can't go anywhere pretty much without her alcohol and drug consultant Dean. Kind of like this younger guy that has to watch over her, and he's like therapy for her, and he has to live in the barn. And so they take away her phone and laptop, and at first she's like really mad. She doesn't want to do this. And I feel like though that the guy Dean, her consultant or whatever, I feel like she's gonna fall in love with him. I just have this feeling, you know. I don't know if it's only me, but I just have this random feeling that she can't be in contact with her friends either, or Toby. Like, she can't communicate with him. It was really sad because she wanted to talk to Toby about it first, but her mom said that she already talked to Toby and he understands. She's gonna fall in love with him, even though she kind of like hates him right now. Like, she doesn't like really hate him at first. She really does, but I think afterwards she just whatever with him. It's like he's just doing his job, you know. And so I don't know, I just have a feeling that she's gonna end up like falling in love with him or something. Because that's just how this show goes, you know? Like, he's kind of young looking, and then, I don't know, and they're spending time together all the time. Like, I just feel like I don't know if it's only me. Please tell me if you think that they're gonna end up together or she's gonna like have feelings for him. Also, Arya. Okay, Arya. We see her like at some kind of like college party and she's like kind of drunk and she just starts making out with some random guy. And then we don't even know like at first like where this guy's from and where she even is at. And then so we find out that she went to Syracuse for just there to visit a college campus there. And then she ends up hooking up, I guess hooking up, I don't know, or like spending time with this random guy. I can't even remember his name. I mean, he looks like a good guy. I mean, they kiss. This is what got me, that was kind of creepy, that he's not from there. He's from some other town, but he knows so much about Syracuse. So Arya was asking him, how do you know so much about Syracuse when you're not from here? And then he says that something about his sisters all grew up and his parents met there and all of that, but he wants to venture out in a music direction for his career, but his parents are like against that. They don't think it's a real career. And like, I don't know if I should believe him or not, because like, what if, I mean, he doesn't seem sketchy now, but like, what if he is, like, you know, like, doesn't that like give you like a hint or something, like some kind of like, doesn't that like tell you something, like he's not from Syracuse but he knows so much about Syracuse? Like, I don't know, maybe this show is making me too paranoid. I don't know what it is, but he seems like a good guy. I mean, Arya goes back to Rosewood and she confronts Ezra. She goes to his apartment and tells him that he needs to leave because she doesn't want to see him while she's getting coffee, going out places. She does not want to see him at all. Before she leaves his apartment, Ezra gives her a copy of his book, so she takes it. So with Spencer, she's dealing with all of these flashbacks in her head. Dean, he asks her if she like deals with any like nightmares, and she asks him what about hallucinations, because she doesn't know if the flashbacks with Allie that night is real or like haunting her, or she doesn't know if it's hallucinations or not. And so she keeps getting like hallucinations of Allie running in like the woods, and then she's like chasing after her with a shovel. Afterwards, they go on a jog, Spencer and Dean. While Spencer is jogging to this park, she sees this random shovel right on the side. And that shovel like kind of gives her a flashback of her like chasing Allie in the woods with a shovel, and then Allie trips over, falls down. Spencer like hits Allie, I'm guessing, with the shovel, and then there's like all like blood splatters all on her face. And then we're back into reality, and she's like full on like sweating, hyperventilating, like crying almost. And then Dean realized like, oh my gosh, you know, deep breaths. And then he tries to like ask her what happened, and she's like so close to telling him what is going on, but she doesn't. She's like, never mind, it's nothing. She really needs to let that go, or she really needs to solve that out, you know. I get where she can't really tell him about it because, you know, that's kind of like a long time ago and they're dealing with A and all of that. But at the same time, like, for her own sake, I feel like she needs to let that go or like tell someone. But I don't know, she's in like a tight situation. This was the creepy part. Well, she's going to bed. She slips in her bed and then she pulls the cover off, and there's like all this dirt on her bed, and then she pulls out a paper underneath the dirt, and it says, "I knew you dug up her grave, so now I'm digging up yours," or something. It was something like that, and it was A. She's about to take the clean sheets up to her room when Mrs. De Laurentiis comes in, and she tells Mrs. Hastings about this like wedding fundraiser thing that she's planning or whatever. So she asks them if they could attend, and so her mom says, okay, let me check the calendar. So she goes away, and so it's only Spencer and Mrs. De Laurentiis. And Mrs. De Laurentiis, I tell you, she's like something else. She's like so creepy. At first she's like being all sympathetic towards Spencer, and so then afterwards Spencer said, okay, I think I should go to bed. And so she grabs the basket and she's about to walk upstairs. And then Mrs. De Laurentiis says some kind of comment about, like, something about clean sheets. Clean linens or something like that. You get a good night's sleep with clean linens, or it was something like that. I can't really remember the exact words, but it was like a bit creepy. Even like Spencer was just like, oh my gosh, like why'd she make that comment? Verona comes back and she says that they can't attend the wedding thing or the fundraiser because they have something coming up. Also, Emily confronts Mr. Fitz at school right before class starts. She tells him that, why do you try to tutor me? Why do you try to comfort me when I lost my girlfriend? All of that kind of stuff. Like, what did you get out of that? And he was like, I think we should talk alone outside of the classroom. And she just gives him her assignment, saying that give this to a real teacher. And so she kind of like told him off in a way that was kind of good, but at the same time, I don't know if that was like a little too much, you know, like, because Ezra's face afterwards, after she left, was kind of like, I don't know, I don't trust Ezra at all. And so, remember in the last episode how Paige dropped off that letter revealing that Alison is alive? Well, Officer Holbrook, he confronted Hannah with it and asked if she knows anything about it. And she says, well, it wasn't me if you were asking if it was me. And Officer Holbrook, he isn't quite sure at first if it really is Hannah that wrote that letter or if it's just some random person that's playing a trick. And I guess he tells his partner, that lady, that officer, that detective lady, the one with the curly hair, I can't even remember her name, but they confront Hannah and saying that they like accuse her of writing that letter. And she said, I didn't write that letter, you know, like they want to match her handwriting with the letter. And then she leaves, and then Officer Holbrook then believes her that probably wasn't Hannah, but the lady thinks it's Hannah. Now I have a feeling that maybe Officer Holbrook believes that letter. Like, what if he actually thinks that Allie is alive? Like, I don't know. He seems kind of creepy. Like, he has this creepy vibe towards him. You know, even that lady kind of has a creepy vibe, but I don't know. And so Hannah goes on a date with Travis. You know, it was a nice date, but I felt kind of bad for Travis because she was kind of preoccupied with her phone the whole time, with the girls, like SOS message from Aria and all of this. And then she sees Mrs. De Laurentiis and Officer Holbrook and his partner. They, I don't know, they just confront Mrs. De Laurentiis and they tell her to like walk with them. And so she's like watching them. She had a good time, but then afterwards she tells him that she has to go, and he seems a bit disappointed, you know, saying that, you know, she really enjoyed her time, but she has to go because of the SOS message that she got from Ari. She kisses him. He kind of slightly smiles, but he still doesn't really know, I guess, you know, like where they stand, or like if she really did enjoy the date. You know, I think she did enjoy the date, but I guess she was so preoccupied with everything going on that it just ruined the moment. Do you guys ship Travis and Hannah? Yeah, I think he's a good guy. Like, he doesn't seem creepy at all to me. Well, you don't know, but to me, he doesn't seem creepy. But I still have my hopes up for Caleb. So yeah, but I do like them together. Like, I don't hate them, but but my OTP is still Caleb. Then all of the girls, they meet up in Emily's room. Hannah sees a little note card on Emily's bulletin board that says Emily, and she's like, how long did you have this? And she's like, oh, that's just from Paige. So then Hannah kind of realizes that that handwriting matches the same handwriting on the letter. And so she doesn't say anything because Aria reveals that she met up with Ezra and he gave her a copy of the book, and that Ezra thinks that Mrs. De Laurentiis is A. And at first they don't really believe it. They're like, why? Like, that doesn't make sense. And then Hannah made this really funny comment saying that, does she even know how to text? Like, I thought that was really funny. And then Spencer, she's like accusing herself because PC and Mrs. De Laurentiis saw her grab a shovel and all of that. And also in the beginning of the episode, Spencer says something to her mom that her mom and her dad covered for her of what that happened that night. It's kind of making her look guilty. We don't really know. Like, she can't even remember what happened that night, and she's having all like these hallucinations or like reoccurrences. Like, we don't know. Emily and Hannah, they talk on the side a little while, Hannah asks Emily if she, like, oh, you told Paige that Allie's alive, right? And then Emily's just kind of like they kind of just end it from there. Oh, and also Mike and Mona broke up, and at first Mike is just blaming it on Arya for the cause of it, but then afterwards he realizes that Arya was right all along, that Mona was just using him to spy on Arya, or like just using him, like she didn't care for him or whatever. But Emily, she confronts Mona in her car. She goes into Mona's car, and Mona says that yes, she did date Mike to get closer to Arya. She was working with Ezra because he had some things written in his book that could get Mona to go to jail. She was working with him so he wouldn't put all of that information in his book. Like, it wouldn't be as illegal. Like, it would be kind of more legal stuff that she did. And so that's why. And she kind of did like Mike a little bit. You know, like, he's a nice guy, she was saying. And dumped Mike because she couldn't get Mike into all of that business with Ezra and all of that. And yeah, but I kind of feel bad for Mike because he was really heartbroken. Like, the very end, Spencer, she goes home and she gets caught by her mom because she snuck out. Goes into a room and it's all dark, and then she sees I think it was Allie's room that had the light on, like next door, like that, like Allie's house. And so she goes closer and closer to the window. Then you see Mrs. De Laurentiis right in the back of her, just like standing there really creepily. Spencer's mom comes up, and then you see Mrs. Hastings right behind Spencer, and Spencer turns around, and then you see Mrs. De Laurentiis walking out of her room. Like, you can just see like a shadow outline of her walking out of her room, like downstairs or something. How is she even sneaking in? Like, I don't get it. She really is like, how is she even sneaking around? Get it? Like, you know, like, is she really that sneaky? Like, are her parents really, like, oblivious? Like, is she, like, crawling through windows or something? You know, like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. She's the one that has the twin. I don't know. Like, what if, because I heard that, I think it was Sasha Pieters in an interview, she said that Allison doesn't have a twin, but someone else in the show does. So, like, what if, like, her mom has the twin instead? I just thought of that now. Probably not making sense right now, but I don't know. It's a possibility. Maybe. And so then the ending, we see someone in black gloves with a wedding, not a wedding dress on, but, like, they're, like, just looking at this beautiful, like, wedding gown, and then they zip it up in black. And then the promo, though, I don't really get. They're saying that it's Spencer's big night or something like that, and you just see Spencer in like a wedding dress, and then she's running in the forest, and all of a sudden you hear like as if something like cut her or not shot her, like cut her, like a ching, and she just kind of like, or like drugged her or something, and she just kind of just falls down, and then that was it. And it was like this creepy music playing. Like, you saw my reaction. Don't get, like, I guess it has something to do with her drugs, maybe. I really don't know. Like, yeah, it's getting closer and closer to this season's finale, which is a bit sad because it's like, no, why does it have to end? But at least, you know, we're gonna get the season 5 in a few months, like in July, June, or I don't know, it was around there. The season finale looks really interesting. Looks like they meet up with the girls, because I saw a promo picture like a while ago of Allie meeting up with the 4 girls at like some kind of restaurant. So I think that's gonna be in the finale, it looks like. I just can't wait. It's like driving me crazy. Like, what you guys think of the episode? Leave me your comments, and thank you guys so much for 150 subscribers. That means so much to me, and like all your comments and your likes and just everything, that it just means a lot. I mean, I know it doesn't mean like a lot to like a lot of people. They're like, oh, that's just a little bit of subscribers or whatever, but for me it's like, it's amazing that people are actually like watching my videos and they actually love it and stuff. So it just means so much to me, and thank you guys so much again, and bye guys, peace out.